Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast. And Stephen A. Smith, a couple days ago, addressed the haters and the critics of his $3,000 basketball camp at IMG Academy based in Florida. And I mean, look, he's yelling and hooping and hollering, and he talks about just all the money that he donates to HBCUs and the programs he's built at ESPN and HBCU Week, and look, like, those things are commendable. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's good in our community. We have people who actually do things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot of people. This is one thing I'll give Stephen A. Smith credit on. It's like we have a lot of people in the Black community that like to talk, and we need to do this, we need to do that. They're great talk, they're great pontificators. They know how to just talk the talk, but they don't really want to do anything infrastructure wise. So I mean, look, okay, cool. Like, you were able to use your position at ESPN to have programs in place to get scholarships and to help people who don't have money, minorities in particular, who don't have the money to go to college. Okay, cool. But the problem was never your donations and your contributions. The problem was how this was presented. Like, if you have an issue, it's how your handlers presented this at IMG Academy. Okay, so number one, like, $3,000 for what? What basketball lessons are they gonna learn from Stephen A. Smith? That was the biggest thing, right? Normally in these situations, it's always like a current pro athlete or a former pro athlete, okay? And they don't even charge $3,000, especially when it's for kids. But Stephen A. stance is this is a private school, and you know what they do, you know what I'm saying? So he's basically justifying the price. And then he goes and says that I guess the money that he's making from this camp, he's gonna donate it. Okay, well, that wasn't stated. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to get out ahead of this, then you should have been, hey, listen, I'm aware of what's out there. Let me just add some context to what's going on. I'm hearing all the chitter chatter and stuff like, hey guys, I'm running my first basketball camp, partnered with IMG Academy. I'm excited to do this. All proceeds that I do make from this will be going to charity and to other charitable organizations and whatnot, right? And it's like, okay, cool. Like, we understand, like, okay, it has a high price tag, but it's at a private school. We know where, like, most parents can afford it, and the money is going to a charitable cause. Okay, people would have dropped it, right? But no, it was Stephen A. Smith basketball camp with signed apparel and motivational speeches. You know what I'm saying? And then to that point, like, this is the camp for sports. Like, you're not an athlete, so what can you explain to them that we don't know already, or that they don't know already? Like, a lot of stuff you're gonna explain is what, common sense stuff to them about what the obstacles and the troubles of being an athlete, and making sure you're in check and you're not getting in trouble when you listen to your coaches, and don't do what X, Y, and Z players did and stuff like that. Like, I mean, like, that's not really worth $3,000. Like, if I'm paying $3,000, I expect my kid to bring back to learn some new skills, have some new fundamentals developed and whatnot, expand on what they already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, make my child better from a skill wise for the sport that they're trying to play, this in basketball at least. So, like, him getting all gassed up and angry is just kind of just hot air. It's a waste of time. Like, the problem was that, like I said, the way this was presented, it was like Stephen A. Smith camp, $3,000, speaking, motivational speaking, all this stuff, and he's talking about, well, I normally do speaking engagements at corporate, for Fortune 500 companies, and they have budgets for this and that. Okay, like, that's fine. Like, we get all that. But for a basketball camp for kids, fine. Price is fine. You know what I'm saying? But it just seemed like he's mad at the reaction, when really you should just be mad at how this was phrased, for you then. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you make it seem as if people weren't going to react. I mean, now I'm starting to feel like this whole thing was a setup, you know what I'm saying, to drive views, drive traffic for Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? Because if you, like, knowing who you are, he's a capitalist, he's money hungry, he likes his paper, he wants his bag, then when this statement on IMG Academy's website, I mean, it's been out there for a minute. It's since March 30th. You had all this time to set the record straight, only until your camp was coming And people started questioning, like, Stephen A. Smith, basketball camp, $3,000, speaking and signed memorabilia, or, you know, signed apparel. What? You know what I'm saying? Oh, now, you know, and then he's getting criticism. Now he wants to, you know, be so pompous and have this major blowback, which is just stupid. You know what I'm saying? You should reword this, work with IMG and be like, hey, you know, 3,000, this camp, you know, the money I make from this is going to this organization. So I'm excited to have this program with IMG Academy, because I know that doing this is going to help other charitable causes and whatnot. Nah, you know, he wants to take this fiery approach. And this is why people are starting to be turned off by Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? He'll do anything for the bag, clearly. And when people question it, you know, he wants to bring up his resume and all the stuff he's done. Like, nobody's questioned all that. You know, it was simply this with IMG Academy. You know, so anyways, let me know what y'all think, since Stephen A. Smith just clapped back recently. I think it's a bunch of nonsense, but thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.